Hey warriors, welcome back to the channel. You think you're poor because you have nothing. Not. You're poor because you think like a slave, Machiavelli warned. Poverty isn't a lack of money, it's a lack of power, and the truth is brutal. The world doesn't pity the powerless, it feeds on them. The moment you start begging for sympathy, you're not asking for help. You're announcing to everyone that you can be controlled. You see, society raised you to fear scarcity. They told you to stay humble, stay quiet, and stay grateful for crumbs. They told you to pray for a better life instead of building one. And while you waited, the powerful moved in silence, taking everything you were told to wait for. That's how they break you. Not with chains, but with obedience. Not by taking your money, but by taking your mind. Machiavelli understood this centuries ago. Men are so simple and so subject to present necessities that he who deceives will always find someone who will let himself be deceived. When your reality becomes dependent on approval, you're already conquered. When you believe poverty is permanent, it becomes your religion. But here's the truths you were never supposed to hear. You can be broke and still be powerful. You can be surrounded by scarcity and still act like a king. Because kings are not defined by gold, they are defined by control. The real battle isn't about wealth, it's about dominance over your own emotions, your time, and your energy. A man who controls those controls everything. So stop saying I'm broke. Start saying I'm building. Stop saying I have nothing. Start saying I need nothing. Because when you stop seeing yourself as a victim, the world stops treating you like one. This is not motivation. This is war. And today I'll show you how to think like power, even when the world calls you poor. Now I want you to drop this affirmation in the comments. My mind is my wealth. Number 1, poverty is a mind virus. You're not poor because you have nothing. You're poor because you've been trained to think small, to kneel long before life ever forced you to. Poverty begins as a mental infection, a virus that rewires you to obey, to settle, to accept mediocrity as destiny. Society calls this humility, but it's really psychological submission, the quiet belief you were born to serve instead of command. Soon it spreads into your habits, your words, your posture, until you start apologizing for wanting more. The poor man's curse isn't lack of resources, it's worship of limits. He calls power evil because he fears he'll never hold it. Those weak thoughts must be destroyed, or they'll destroy your potential. Every time you say, I can't, envy instead of strategize or wait for rescue, you feed the virus. The system wants obedient workers, not powerful thinkers. It rewards compliance and punishes rebellion. When you finally question your servitude, they label you arrogant. But arrogance is often the first spark of self-respect. Control begins with perception. If you see yourself as less, the world treats you as less. Rich minds can lose everything and rise again because they never learned submission. Poor minds can win the lottery and still think like victims, break the program, reject rescue, move with silent intention. Each act of discipline burns the virus out. Repeat the truth. My mind bows to no one. Number 2, power is a performance. The world doesn't reward truth, it rewards dominance. Appearance rules perception, and perception rules power. If you look weak, you invite predators. If you act helpless, you give permission to be controlled. People read your tone, eyes, posture. The moment they sense fear, you become prey. So perform strength until it becomes your nature. Train your face to show certainty even when your heart is on fire. The world cannot tell the difference between unwavering confidence and objective reality. If you look untouchable long enough, you become it. Show less, speak last, move slow. Hold your gaze. Calmness terrifies the emotional because it shatters their illusion of control. Never look defeated. even when you're bleeding. That isn't lying, it's strategy. Confidence is camouflage. Composure is armor. Let them overestimate your resources and underestimate your limits. The world worships images, crowns, posture, voice, not spreadsheets of truth. Build that presence even when your pockets are empty. Stand tall, speak less, command your body language. You're not pretending to be powerful. You're training others to treat you as powerful. Then your own belief locks in, and belief shapes destiny. Affirmation. I perform power flawlessly. Number 3, the poor man's trap, emotional dependence. Most people don't chase success, they chase approval. That need for validation is the leash. Love and acceptance can be beautiful, but when you need them, you hand over your identity. Validation is a currency the world loves to sell you, cheap at first, then crippling. Weakness overshares, explains, defends, begs to be understood. Strength allows mystery. Silence forces people to guess, and guessing makes them careful. Every extra word beyond what's necessary is often a confession of insecurity. If they can predict you, they can control you. Emotional transparency gives manipulators a map. Restraint is the antidote. Let your silence speak. Watch how the room corrects itself. Be willing to be misunderstood, even disliked. Influence creates enemies. Only the harmless are universally loved. Choose respect over affection, command over comfort, mystery over exposure. Stop explaining and start existing with quiet authority. When you stop begging to be understood, you start being obeyed. Affirmation. My silence speaks power. Number 4, think like a king. Kingship is a psychology, not a paycheck. The poor wait for abundance to feel worthy. The powerful use scarcity as fuel. Even with nothing, treat your time and presence as gold. Project control, and people will defer to it. Project desperation, and they will consume you. Keep your tone steady, your eyes cold, your emotions locked behind discipline. These are weapons no one can confiscate. Kings do not rush. Speed belongs to the desperate. They move with measured certainty because they trust their dominance. Control perception, and you control outcome. Every word must feel intentional, every decision final. Emotions are currency. Spilling them publicly is burning gold. You can rule a room with nothing but composure. Status is energy. How you sit, speak, breathe. The illusion of certainty intimidates the secretly fragile, and most people are secretly fragile. Leadership is theater, and every man is performing. So perform the role so completely that your subconscious accepts it as identity. Never shrink, never whisper your presence. Royalty is control, over self first, then over environment. Affirmation. I move like a king. Number 5, detachment makes you dangerous. The man who needs nothing controls everything. Society runs on dependency. Ads, platforms, toxic relationships, all engineered to make you crave and comply. Detachment breaks the circuitry. When you stop needing approval, comfort, or certainty, you become untouchable. You can love deeply without needing deeply. You can care without depending. That gap is where kings are forged. Detachment isn't coldness, it's control, mastery of desire, so desire can't master you. It steadies your presence, sharpens decisions, and makes your aura unpredictable. People fear what they can't predict. The detached man becomes the center of gravity in chaos. Others orbit his stillness. He calculates when others panic. He chooses when others beg. He speaks less and hears more. He refuses to play games he didn't design. Walk away from anything and remain yourself. That is value, and value attracts. Detachment turns pain into clarity, rejection into focus, and outcomes into options. It is selective emotion. You decide what deserves your fire. Affirmation. Nothing owns me. Number 6, turn pain into power. Pain is not punishment, it's initiation. Every wound, betrayal, and loss is data if you're willing to analyze instead of dramatize. Success flatters, comfort dulls. Pain tells the truth. Study it, catalog it, let it refine your defenses rather than define your identity. The strategist dissects patterns, who betrays where boundaries failed, which instincts were ignored, then forges armor from the answers. Suffer consciously. Feel everything without letting feelings steer the ship. Let pain burn illusions, not purpose. Don't rush revenge, build readiness. The man who can smile while bleeding is terrifying because he can't be predicted or provoked. Convert insults into behavioral insight. Turn humiliation into vows you keep. Use rejection to sharpen standards, loss to concentrate focus. The fire that melts glass hardens steel. Choose steel. Pain will either poison or prepare you, and preparation is power. Affirmation: my pain builds power. Number 7, rule yourself. He who can't control himself will be ruled by someone who can. This is the root of all power, self-command. Discipline isn't punishment, it's supremacy. Delay gratification. Think before reacting. Choose strategy over impulse. The undisciplined are puppets, their strings visible to anyone willing to pull them. The disciplined become immovable, calm when provoked, focused in noise, steady under pressure. Patience is dominance disguised as silence. The one who can pause owns the moment. Money can be stolen, alliances can betray, circumstances can collapse, but self-command endures. Direct your focus like a blade, and the world adapts to your tempo. Turn impulse into instruction. When anger rises, study it. When fear whispers, confront it. When doubt appears, dissect it. People unconsciously submit to those who appear more composed. Keep your emotions contained while theirs unravel and they yield without knowing why. That is psychological rule. Quiet authority without a single order spoken. To rule yourself is to understand timing, when to strike, when to withdraw, when to wait. Most opportunities die because men couldn't sit still. Remember, empires fall from within before they fall from without. Guard your inner citadel. Never declare yourself poor, even when your hands are empty, because poverty is not a condition, it's a submission of mind. Lose money, relationships, comfort. Rebuild them all if you refuse to lose control. The poor man waits for a miracle. The powerful man becomes one through discipline and strategy. Life will test you. It will strip you, betray you, humiliate you, and demand to know who you are when nothing is left. Most will crumble. You will not. Kings aren't born from comfort. They're forged in chaos. Every struggle is a crown in disguise. Every scar is proof that you survived where others surrendered. You don't need validation. You don't need luck. You need control, strategy, and ruthless consistency until the room can no longer ignore the gravity of your presence. So stop saying you're broke. Stop saying you're trapped. You are neither. You are unrefined power waiting to be shaped. You are the storm they never saw coming. Prove it by action, not noise. Build quietly. Hold your standard. Enforce your boundaries. Let results be your speech and silence be your signature. If this message cut through the noise, remember it daily. Share it with someone still enslaved by their excuses. And keep going, because this war for inner rule has only begun, and each lesson ahead will make you harder to break. Drop the final affirmation in the comments. I own my fate.